Hello, everyone. It's Melanie Warner here from Defining Moments Press. And I am here today with Angela. I'm going to introduce you guys in just a second. We're talking about the new book, Unexpected Leader, 11 Tools for Transformational Leadership. Welcome, Angela. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so happy to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, your background, and how you became an unexpected leader in your own life.
Sure, sure. Well, I have been a management consultant for, gosh, heading on 30 years here. I became an unexpected leader because I saw some things that were not happening the way I thought they should be happening, and kind of stepped up and asked if someone could solve the problem. And the next thing you know, I was responsible for taking that on. So I found myself in a situation where I had leadership responsibilities and not necessarily the training to go along with it. And I chose then, and had to do so many more times during my career, to learn a little bit more about myself. So I took assessments and I learned about myself and learned about other tools that I could use to help other folks.
I love that. So these tools that you learned along the way, now you kind of help other people understand how to take these assessments, how to apply them in their own life, their own business. And I love what you said, like you have to become the leader in your own life first before you can lead others. And sometimes people think leadership is about, oh, a good leader is a good follower first. And a lot of people that are natural leaders don't like that word follower. They think, oh, I don't want to be like the status quo. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. So, what advice would you give to people that are in that transitional space where they need to hire a manager or a leader and they're trying to figure out, do I bring somebody in from outside the organization? Do I develop somebody from within? What advice would you give to somebody that's in that scenario?
That's always a tough decision to make, because depending on the skill set and the maturity level of your internal team, they may not have the skills that you need in order for them to be able to take the business or the business unit to the next level. So a lot of times companies hire outside external people because they've had experiences. In particular, if someone has been a consultant before, that's the thing that I've loved about my career. I get to work with different companies and different agencies and different people, both in the United States and around the world. And so that does bring a level of expertise that's different than your folks that are internal. However, internal folks with the right training and development, and we all need some form of training and development, with the right level of training and development, can get there as well.
I love that. And you're also located in Washington, D.C. So you work with a lot of government agencies, you work with nonprofits, you've worked with, Fortune 500 companies, like all kinds of different types of companies. So how did you evolve into this side of it where you go, okay, now I'm going to come in and be an author and I'm going to be a keynote speaker? Like, what was that journey like for you?
It's been a number of personal experiences. So in the book, I talk about how you manage conflict. And I came to that realization because I found myself at a place in my career where I'd had some leadership training. I was, part of a senior leadership team. But I was just had a lot of pushback from the other leaders that I worked with. At the time, I thought it was more, they convinced me that it was all about me. And in fact, it was not. It's just that each of us have different learning styles, and each of us have different leadership styles. And once you know and understand that about yourself, then you can become a better leader, because you know what your strengths are, you know what your weaknesses are, and you can learn to leverage all of them. And so for myself, it was a very difficult time in my career that I then was able to turn into the person that I am. Once I took an assessment and learned about myself, I decided to get certified to be able to teach someone else about that assessment. And over time, I can't tell you how many people have said, Angela, you need to write a book. Angela, you need to start coaching people. And eventually I started listening to them.
I love that. Well, and it's interesting. Gallup did a poll that said that only 1 in 10 people are actually born with the talent and skill set to be a leader. Do you agree with that?
I do. I just think that time changes. I was talking to a young woman, a young professional that's getting ready to make a career move, And she was just telling me about an interview that she has that's coming up. And we were talking about the differences between something that a person said to her. And I said, you know, the world continues to change. We have to continually educate ourselves, learn and take in new knowledge and insights and behaviors. And so I just think that whether you were born with it or not, it doesn't hurt to get some additional outside expertise.
Absolutely, because even if you're born with it, it doesn't mean with all the different personality types. I mean, come on, let's get real. There's a lot of drama llama in managing people, and it can be like adult babysitting, and it can be so stressful. And you can hit a wall or ceiling in that position. So it can be hard for everybody at every angle. And so, what that tells me, if that's really a poll and that's a belief that people have, then it means that most other leaders that do come about have to be developed. So, that's why these tools and assessments are so critical. So you are the author of chapter 7, Get to Know Yourself by Angela Dingle. So if you guys want to get a copy of the book, take advantage of the launch right now. The book is out live. It's already hit #1 on the bestseller list, Barnes and Noble plus Amazon. We're super excited about that. I want to thank everyone for their support. I want to thank you, Angela, for your contribution. I cannot wait for people to read this chapter and see your journey and be inspired by what you've done and what you continue to do, especially for helping women and empower women. It's amazing what you've done. I'm so proud of you. So thank you for being that light for so many.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to contribute. It's been exciting. It's been a journey, and I'm so glad to see it all come to fruition.
Absolutely. And at the same time, you wanted to offer, so if you are watching this back, later, this offer may not be available, just a little disclaimer. So this is during our launch week in the next couple of days. Angela would like to offer you guys the opportunity to connect with her on her website. You can actually see the link below as well. And so tell us a little bit more about what they could expect from either working with you or connecting with you through the book, or hiring you as a speaker or a trainer, perhaps.
Sure, sure. So during the launch, the offer that I have is for you to contact me. The link will allow you to go to the page where you can book some of my time, and I'll do a free consultation with you so that you can learn a little bit more about yourself. And if you choose to work with me, in addition to being a keynote speaker, we offer a Q&A that can go along with that, as well as an assessment. We do individualized leadership assessments, team-based assessments to help your organization and your team understand what's happening from a change perspective, and to help individual leaders learn and understand about themselves, whether that's their personality, whether it's emotional intelligence, how they handle conflict, how they handle problems, and just excited to be able to have an opportunity to work with you.
Oh, that's amazing. I'll tell you, those assessments are gold. I mean, we do them all the time with our own team. We do them with our clients because, you think things are going well, but then you ask your team and they have a whole different other perspective of what's really happening. And it's kind of like if you get in a car accident and you ask, there's multiple witnesses and they have different perspectives of the same incident, the same event. And it's funny how everybody could have a different story. And some people will over dramatize it. Some people will over exaggerate. Some people will underplay it, and it's funny how people bring their own stuff to every situation. And so much of it is about childhood trauma or emotional intelligence and how they perceive something or project something, right? How they replicate something from their childhood or how they rebel against something from their childhood and how they combat or can be combative with their manager, and all those things can create so much emotional drama in the workplace, which can cost you productivity. It can cost you really, really valuable employees and people that are key team players because they get exhausted and overwhelmed. It can cost you that employee retention. It can cost you in recruitment if you don't have the right culture and vision for your company. And so we all know, as business owners and entrepreneurs and C-suite executives, like, those are things that you can measure the loss a lot more than you can measure the cost if you don't do something like that. So I think that's so important to have those assessments. And most leaders have no clue what's really going on in their teams. Uh,
Exactly.
and that's why the shows like Undercover Boss are so popular, because you see all these huge companies that have grown so big that their leaders are really out of touch with what's happening at the bottom line. And so I think it's so important to be able to do that. Um, Without having to go on TV and embarrass yourself, to understand, what's really not working within your company. So I love it. I would encourage you guys to reach out to Angela, read the book, read her chapter, reach out to her, take advantage of this assessment, this consult that she's offering, because that is a huge value for what her time is normally worth, as you can imagine. And just thank you so much for everything you do, and for offering that to all of our viewers and early readers and adapters of this book.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for being here today. I know you're traveling, and I really appreciate you stepping in, and I can't wait for you guys to get a chance to meet Angela and read her story. Again, Angela, thank you so much for being here. And for the rest of you, thank you for coming. And please make sure you get your copy while you have a special rate in the next week or so for the ebook and the print book. Very, very, like, ebook's 99 cents, I think. Print book is like $4 or $5. It's under $10. So you can afford to get them for everyone on your team. And we hope that this is going to serve you well. And by the way, those of you thinking, hey, I want to write a book, or I want to learn how to get booked on stages and really monetize my knowledge as an expert. It's one of the things that we specialize in our company. So you can reach out to us at mydefiningmoments.com. You can fill out the application and we can do a quick demo or hop on a call with you and help show you how you can monetize your own knowledge as an expert and go share that knowledge with the world and get paid a lot of money. So don't retire with all that knowledge, because we'll show you how to fund your retirement that way as well. So thank you so much for being here, Angela. Thank you all for being here as well. And we look forward to seeing you all next time. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.